So, first thing we talked about in terms of these short shots, so I guess 20 yards, and even if I had those green baskets there, over a bunker kind of thing. So a small shot with a bit of loft required to lift the ball up in the air. We want to set up in a short shot setup. So feet are a lot narrower, down the grip slightly, nearer the ball. Weight now is going to favour that left side, whereas this one here just kind of looks as if you're in a full shot, 70 or 80 yards or even further, okay, because you were in sort of a powerful setup. So because of that width of stance, your golf ball now seems too far to the left. If we bring that foot closer as you have in this case, the golf ball now seems to be a little bit more sort of towards the centre, So it's a much better position to start with. The golf ball, you said, is underneath your sternum there at address, okay? So in a sort of a slightly left position, and now we're putting that club, as we can see, extending up there. Your hands are just slightly ahead of the golf ball, which is where they want to be, okay? Not behind the ball, not pre-setting them miles forward, they're just an inch or so forward, okay? Now, in terms of the swing, what you need to try and feel is when you're swinging this club that you're not allowing that wrist to flick at the bottom. If you watch the left-hand side now, quite a longish backswing, everything sort of coming back here now, and sort of you see the club now overtaking your hands. Yeah, you got a reasonable strike there because we've got a mat, as we said, on the ground. That's probably going to be a little bit ground first. Your club is bottoming out pretty much about there, underneath your sternum, you see. So on the grass, that club's going to stub into the ground, and the ball will go out there somewhere. A big sort of divot, the ball just dribble forward in front of you. Then, of course, the next one, when you've done that, you'll try and miss the ground, and then you just spin it across the green, whizzes across the green really, really low, okay? And when you're playing this shot, you can definitely see a sort of scooping sensation to try and get into that golf ball, okay? What we're trying to do is keep those hands and arms swinging back. So with the extended club here now, as you swing back there, nice backswing position, okay? As we're swinging through, you look at the impact position here now, your hands are back to level with your leg, at the point of contact. If we look at the impact position here now with this one, look where your hands are in relation to that golf ball there, slightly behind. So when they're leaning back behind, we're going to be bottoming out a bit early. If the lie is good, or on a mat, we get away with it. If the lie isn't quite so good in the winters we're going forward now, some of the ground's going to be a bit sort of muddy and boggy and so on, and the lie's not going to be as guaranteed to be as good. That technique there is going to involve a lot of hitting the ground behind the ball and then duffing it or thinning it. This one here now is going to encourage a much more downward angle. As you then swing through, you can see yourself maintaining that angle with the club. Lovely technique there. That's a very sort of consistent move with the arms. No scoop or lift on that. Your head's not staying down, your eyes and head are following the golf club. We're not leaning back here, trying to stay on your back foot, trying to sort of get under the golf ball, which everyone tends to do when they struggle chipping. If they try to get up in the air with the shot, they lean back and sort of flick it up in the air with some sort of scoop or something. So you can practice with that extended club. Again, you could just make some swings there, sort of couple of times a day. I get most of my students to try and do things at home, put the kettle on for 2 minutes and make 10-15 continual swings with that club under your arm. So you just sort of kind of feel how your hands and arms are going to work through impact there. So as you're swinging through, it's more your arms and the hands. You said you felt more armsy with the swing. Was that something you sort of felt? There's a bit less wrist. The wrist is still working, not locking the wrist out completely, but it's a bit more from an arms and shoulders position, keeping that club sort of attacking down to the golf ball, as opposed to being a bit sort of scoopy with the wrist and a bit sort of lifty, flicky and trying to get up underneath the golf ball. We can't get under a golf ball. If the lie is really good, you can probably get away with it. If the lie is okay on a mat, we get away with it. When it's on the ground, in a muddy conditions or not such a good lie, that shot's not going to work as successfully, okay? So summarise there, we said address, small shot setup, so feet get narrower, which will then perceive to put the ball further back. You want to put the impression that your centre of your body is on or just to the left of centre or nearer the target, I suppose would be a way to think of it, okay? Then as you're swinging that golf club, your hands want to just maintain that position with the golf club staying in front there as the arms swing the club. Your wrists are going to work at the end and not sort of flicking up and lock completely, but we're just trying to get the arms to be a bit more dominant rather than the body in the back, not keeping the head down and trying to scoop underneath it, as this motion on the left hand side clearly showed, okay?
How far did I go back with the swing there?
Not too bad. I mean, you could go back maybe a little bit shorter to get more of an acceleration, I would say, but yeah, I mean, they weren't going too. I mean, a couple landed next to the basket, the cone there, but I wouldn't say it was too long, okay, as you go back and through, as long as you can accelerate a similar distance past. So there was that was kind of your length of swing both sides again. We're trying to get this sort of an equalish. So if you go back up here somewhere and your downswings to there, you're decelerating, so therefore the club's going to probably stick in the ground and go no. And you look at that sort of swing there, that's quite a shorter follow through in comparison to that one there, you see. So now your centre point is more there, behind the golf ball. When it's there to there, your centre point now is more down where the ball is, okay? Make sense? Excellent. Have a couple more. Then try and do a couple now without the club under your arm. See if you can do it without that sort of, that aid.